I'm Rayanne, and I was just I was taking part in the personal brand camp that was here, and an overwhelming theme amongst the students was, I find developing a personal brand is going to be too limiting, and there was a lot of debate versus, having, like you mentioned, one topic, honing in on something versus having, maybe a personal blog about a lot of things. And I think, and you said there's good and bad cases in both. But for someone who necessarily they won't have a huge digital footprint, right? They're young, there's not too much to be seen yet, and they're trying to be known for something. What kind of advice would you give to those folks?
So my comment would be twofold. One is, I think that there is a great moment in time where if you as a young person are very focused on where you want to be professionally, it provides an amazing platform to do so that was never available to anybody older than you. And so that's comment one. So appreciate that and figure it out. My other comment would be that in a 24/7 world that we live in, I actually pull more out of random blogs, people's random thoughts, than I do out of their focused niche, because the reality is that although they have ideas and thoughts, they're lacking experience. And unfortunately and fortunately with blogs, you can't gauge really someone's level of experience. What I mean by that is there are many A-list bloggers, we'll call them, who are actually very inexperienced. And when I read their blogs, as I would consider myself an experienced marketer, I've been doing it for 20 years, I can tell that their thoughts aren't really because they haven't just done this stuff. And there's nothing wrong with having published, do it. However, when I follow people who are just blogging their life, I can actually really tell who they are. Like, it's really, really authentic versus, again, them trying to be somebody that they're maybe not yet, or sort of just formulating in their brains. So both have tremendous value. And I don't think it's an either or. I think it's just a game of figuring out what makes you most comfortable. But as long as you follow those three conversations, you'll be successful. And that's the thing, it's the authenticity of it. It's the really understanding who you are and how you communicate it. And people who do that are very, very successful.